You are welcome to Excellent Touch Tutorials. My name is Sir Isaac. In my last video, I discussed on the branches of physics. In case you have not watched it, use the link provided to access and watch it. In this video, I'll be sharing on the Physics Hall of Fame. That is, looking at some influential and famous physicists and their groundbreaking contributions, and here, in continuation of the last video on Introduction to Physics. What's the Physics Hall of Fame? The Physics Hall of Fame is a prestigious recognition of the outstanding achievements and contributions of individuals or group of individuals in the field of physics. Here is a list of some influential and famous physicists and their groundbreaking contributions are here. Number 1 is Aristotle. His contribution is the law of motion, which dated as far back as BC and is an ancient Greece. Number 2 is Johannes Kepler. His contribution is on the laws of planetary motion, and the year is 1609 to 1619. Number 3 is Galileo Galilei, and his contribution is on the law of inertia as far back as 1632 and the law of universal gravitation before that of Isaac Newton. Number 4 is Sir Isaac Newton. His contribution is on the laws of motion as far back as 1687 and the law of universal gravitation as far back as 1687 as well. Number 5 is Michael Faraday. His contribution is on the laws of electromagnetic induction as well as electrolysis as far back as 1831. Number 6 is James Joule. James Joule made contribution in conservation of energy as far back as 1847. Number 7 is William Thomson, also known as Lord Kelvin, and his contribution is on the absolute zero temperature as far back as 1848. Number 8 is Rudolf Clausius. His contribution is the second law of thermodynamics as far back as 1850. Number 9 is James Clerk Maxwell, and his contribution is the Maxwell's equation as far back as 1846, and also on unified electricity and magnetism. Number 10 is Maria Curie, and her contribution is the radioactivity theory as far back as 1898. Number 11 is Albert Einstein, and his contribution is the special relativity theory and the general relativity theory, as well as the mass energy equation, E equal to mc squared, as far back as 1915. Number 12 is Niels Bohr. His contribution is on the model of the atom as far back as 1913 and the correspondence principle as far back as 1923. Number 13 is Louis de Broglie, who made contribution on wave-particle duality as far back as 1924. Number 14 is Erwin Schrödinger, whose contribution is the Schrödinger equation as far back as 1926, as well as quantum mechanics. And number 15 is Werner Heisenberg, whose contribution is the uncertainty principle and quantum mechanics as far back as 1925 to 1927. Now, who among them is considered the father of physics? The title father of physics has not been given to a single scientist. Sir Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, and Albert Einstein have all been called fathers of modern physics by different schools of thought. Newton was called father of physics because of his famous law of motion and gravity. Galileo was called father of physics for his role in the scientific revolution and his contributions on observational astronomy. And Einstein was also called father of physics for his groundbreaking theory of relativity. Now, let's have our test of knowledge. 1. Who among them have you heard about before now? 2. What's James Joules's contribution to physics and in what year? 3. Who is the oldest among these three notable father figure scientists and physicists? Share your talk responses with me in the comment section below. Now, an assignment for you. Do you know the story of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 and the role and reaction of the physicist Albert Einstein? Research on it and share with me your findings. Number 2. Find out and tell me 5 things about Sir Isaac Newton. Now, if you desire to make contributions in physics, like this famous physicist I mentioned, is there something you need to do? The answer is a yes. You need to understand the scientific method of study. In my next video, I'll be sharing on the scientific method of study. So if you like this video, please be sure to click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will see you in the next one.